Hello again, everybody. We're back. Adam Matic TV. You just got rid of me after watching that watch along. It was a tough one, but we're back to break down what did happen and what has been said after the game. Joined in the room with my man Saeed, Keen, and Ant. Well, what can we say? I'll start off by saying, Keen, mate, I'll come to you first on this one, pal. 5-0 this season against teams in and around us, then games that we really should have took more of a chance on. Added all together, you can see why it's 11 points up to City and that next level that we need to be getting to, mate, to be satisfied.
Yeah, look, I think City are streets above us. It's clear. You look at that points gap and you look at our record in the big games this season, we haven't been brave enough. It's simple as that. We haven't been brave enough. This Chelsea team was there for the taking today. Do you know what I mean? In the last couple of years, we've had a great record at Stamford Bridge. I don't understand why we weren't brave today, because our recent record there has been quite good. And people can talk about the penalty and stuff like that. Look, I think that decision is disgraceful, but it's no excuse. It's no excuse for another 0-0 draw. I think we're just scarred from that Spurs game. And, again, you can't be taking this approach if you want to win titles. It's as simple as that. You need to be more ambitious. There's enough quality in the forward areas to be ambitious. And look, I think we're all frustrated with the result as a whole, but you have to look at the bigger picture here. Yeah. Why in these big games are we bottling it? Why is the manager bottling it with his team selection?
Yeah.
Because again, Lindelof starts today. Now, even though, look, I think he done okay, but Eric Boy, should be our starting centre. McFred plays again today. I don't understand why we persist that in the big games when it's clearly not working. Yeah. We're not winning these games. So why can Joe persist with McFred? It's just, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And when you look at this tonight, a point isn't a great result. Liverpool are playing Sheffield United, who aren't great. So Liverpool could make up some ground with us. The West Ham, teams like West Ham are there as well. When you look at the top four race now, we lose to Manchester City next week. We could get dragged right back into that. That's a harsh reality. We could be dragged right back into a top four race, very quickly. So things have to change in these big games and fast.
This is it, Lauren. Just backed up what you said there, mate, by saying he's scared of Tottenham 2.0. I mean, Saeed, mate, it's like we're playing like we don't belong to challenge. That's what it looks like, mate. We're playing like we shouldn't be there. We're just settling.
Yeah.
I mean, the boys in the punditry said it, mate. Today proved that United aren't chasing City. They've accepted that they're going to be best of the rest. And if you look at it on that point of it, it's been an all right weekend.
Yeah.
But is that good enough right now, or are we just getting a bit too far ahead of ourselves again?
No, mate, there's no ambition, mate. Listen, man, I'm going to be clear with you, man, and I'll say it from day one, man. This manager is not good enough to take this club forward. You know what I mean? He's reached his ceiling, man. People need to realize that, man. He's reached where he can do. We wish him well. He's got us to top four. But where do my United fans want to go, man? You know what I mean? Where do you guys want to be? You want to win trophies? Listen, man, we're a million miles away from this manager with the Glazers, but we're even a million miles even more with this manager. And that is, for me, it's scary, man. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, for me, again, he went out there, and I call it, you know how I reference it, yeah? It's literally like, Ollie's got all the love, yeah? He's got all the love for the players, and he wishes them well, but he hasn't got the guidance for these players. He can't do it. He can't guide them. Tactically, he can't guide them, in phases of play. He hasn't got that in him. And I feel like, for me, it's evidently shown in the top 6 games. For me, when you look at the top 6 games here, they're a marker of how you kind of want to compete at the highest level. You want to kind of, whoever wins the top 6, obviously, you win all your games before that and you win all the little mini sides and whatnot. But these kind of games separate you, and they kind of to show you where you want to be. You want to be the creme de la creme. You want to be the top dogs, you know what I mean? And I feel like, for me, you just got to ask yourself the question, man. Why isn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being criticised like Mourinho did? Mourinho used to do this all the time, partner bus football. And yes, it's a little bit better because we're trying to go for it. But for me, it's freestyle. It's everything I always say, man. And for me, I just don't think it's good enough, man. And I look at the longevity of what we're trying to do. What's the aim? If the aim is here, then then all by means keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But if the aim is to push forward and be a proper club, then for me, you go get any players, mate. Go get Sancho. He's not doing anything in this team, mate. He isn't. You know what I mean? Because again, yeah, you've got that double midfield, and he's saying about Daniel James today. He goes, "Oh, he's going to probably play next game." I understand that, but then he's taking off Mason Greenwood off, who I thought had a decent game, and he takes him off. What is going on? And I thought Daniel James at the end looked knackered. Yeah. You see, I think he got fouled, and I think he was on the touchline saying, "I want to get off," and I just thought to myself, taking off the wrong players. And then when Martial came on, he had nothing, no service, no nothing, mate.
Didn't do anything.
It's not good enough, pal. It's not good enough to where we want to go.
Been there. I mean, and we did sort of see a little bit of a game plan early doors. We actually did have a bit of a press. The press was working to a certain extent in terms of drawing the standard of how United do press normally. It was a lot better in that department. You could see why Dan James was playing. Bruno, James, Rashford and Greenwood all pressed quite well, even though we didn't create anything from it. But then again, when it comes to creating chances, that final third, is it, like Saeed said, are we just hit as far as we can go with this team and this manager? Is there more in this team? And can another manager get more out of this team in terms of what we're up against in this division?
See, when we pressed first half, I thought we looked quite sharp on the ball. And but apart from the few misplaced passes in that first half, I thought we were all right doing that press, high energy level. But like Saeed said, when you've got two holding midfielders, there's no intention of going forward, taking more chances. You need to sacrifice one of them and create more going up front. And Dan James did. He ran himself into the ground today, and he has been playing half decent last few games. So he is credit Ollie for giving him, carrying him on, playing him, because he has been playing well last few weeks. He praises and gives them game time when they do well. But Rashford as well. So Rashford looked knackered. He looked like he was.
Should Rashford not have been the substitute instead of Greenwood? Greenwood was playing all right, and then Rashford stays on the pitch. Rashford was a passenger in the second half.
Exactly. He looks knackered, and McTominay wasn't fit. You can see it, the amount of misplaced passes, and that at the end now when we went clear through. You've got to put that straight across.
Oh yeah, that's your killer chance, isn't it?
Oh.
That was it, wasn't it? That was the moment that was my screen moment. That one, it was just a wasted opportunity. But we shouldn't be clinging on to them one simple chances.
No.
Ollie speaks in the press conference afterwards, Keane, and says we just can't put that one single goal away in these big games. Why does it have to be one?
What exactly?
You know what I mean? What's with the one? Why are we not creating loads of chances? I mean, we're not really as critical if we're missing chances, because you can see us actually creating and wanting to go forward. If we miss a chance, we miss a chance. We can sort of criticise that player, but when the game plan is to, how do I describe, sort of nullify a poor Chelsea team, then I think we deserve to be where we are. I don't think there's anywhere more we can be, and I don't think we can go any further with this style of play.
No, we can't.
No, like if long term, this style of play isn't going to work. Like it isn't, and we're relying on moments. I think at the moment of individual brilliance from a Bruno or a Rashford to help us out in these big games, and we didn't get that. We didn't get that today. And when you consider we're looking for that one chance, when you start McTominay and Fred, your chance creation in games is going to be very limited. Like Paul Pogba is a massive miss today. Like Paul Pogba on this side, we create a lot more. We're a lot more fluid. Like himself and Bruno, they carry the ball forward. They link up. They do fantastically well. They create spaces for the likes of a Rashford, for the likes of a Greenwood, who to get more chances. But when you play McTominay and Fred, your chance creation is limited, and it is like if you're planning on winning these big games. When you start that midfield pivot, it's very rare that we're going to win these big games. So in terms of approach in these games, something has to change, because even when you look at the rest of the league games, we have to go to the Etihad next week. You're guaranteed McTominay and Fred are going to play, even though if Pogba's back from injury. McTominay and Fred are going to play.
Crystal Palace in between as well.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Crystal Palace midweek as well. Yeah,
Palace away. and then we're really up against it, aren't we? I mean,
I think even Palace is a similar game. You know what I mean? If they I think there was a 0-0 today, wasn't it? So you're looking at another kind of, you know, what would you call it? You know, just try and break them down and whatnot.
I mean, Said, I mean, you touched on something there, mate. Are a lot of teams in this league right now, accepting that the season is pretty much done for them, where they are in the position in the league? Because you're looking at Arsenal and Spurs. Leicester are probably out of the Europa League, going for top 4. They've put their eggs in that basket. Spurs and Arsenal, their eggs are in Europa League. The bottom, like you said, Crystal Palace then settling for a draw against Fulham just to stay ahead of them. Burnley getting smashed. Burnley know they're pretty much safe now, so they get smashed by Spurs again. And then United today, accepting second is the best we can do, and let's just make sure we stay the best of the rest. Yeah.
I think it's a shit league, mate. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you, man. The Premier League is probably just entertaining league, man. But in terms of quality, man, it's honestly, mate, it's far from it. But when you look at it, right, and I looked at the Leicester game today, it's almost as if they gave it up at half time. They gave up, you know, and I understand they've got injuries. I'm not knocking them down, but I just feel like for me, the end of the season is going to be very, very boring, mate. It's going to be very, very kind of, and we're only the last day of February today?
Yeah,
it should be like
tomorrow, mate. Dozen games to go, Said, mate.
I know, but maybe I don't. We've got managers for me who can't use their squad wisely. You know, you look at the old Alex Ferguson. He know how to use his squad. Remember Darren Fletcher in these kind of games where he used to put him in there. Park Ji-sung. Their managers of old could use the squad wisely. These new crop of managers that we've got now can't use it wisely, and we're showing it now. Van de Beek, I'm sorry, man. How on earth, can Tuchel, no matter what the game's going, he bought a Werner at the end to try and win the game. Van der Beek, are you telling me he's going to do any worse than the rest of them? Are you telling me he's going to do any worse?
Fred was on a yellow card as well.
Sorry?
Like, Fred was on a yellow card. Surely he brings on Van de Beek, like.
Yeah.
I don't get it, mate. I don't get it, man. What do you want to do?
This is it, mate. This brings in this super chat from Joey Roach right now. He says, if Martial and Greenwood were at it like they was last year, we would be right up there with City. Until Ollie figures out why they aren't, we'll be waffling. And that pretty much comes down to what Joey said there, Ant, that we were moaning about the substitutions that were made. I think Greenwood has been playing okay, but always seems to be the scapegoat. You can sort of see the disappointment in his face when he comes off.
Did you see him? He blanked Ollie, you know. Ollie tried to high five him.
I didn't see that, did he? He looked, and when I looked, mate, he looked a bit pissed off coming off. Did he do that as well? Yeah, I mean, I think he's getting fed up of being the fall guy, because if I was him and I looked across to Rashford, and I would go, Rashford, thank you for your efforts, but sometimes a player gets tired and there's nothing coming from him. And everyone knows I like Rashford. I think he's got a massive future at the club. Yeah. But there's times when you go, it's just not happening for you today, son. Come on. But it's like Tim said in the watch along. It just seems to be a substitution for the sake of it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Because we made one, we didn't change it at all. I mean, he has to make these forwards work. I could see where he was going first half without Martial, because Martial is useless in a press. Yeah. But then again, do you want to change it? Do you want to change up the style of play to maybe try and go for it? But a like-for-like change isn't going to do anything to that, and I think he still brought off the wrong man.
He's happy with the way the game's going. You can see it in the way he's playing, and I've mentioned it last week on your ad about Fred. It always seems to fall to fucking Fred, and I was giving him a thumbs up. What are you thumbs up for? Because you know it's the best shot he can do. Because he can't finish. What I know is,
I'm telling you, man, it's all love, mate. No guidance. That's a problem.
Well, this is it. His comments in the week, Ollie's were, we'll get a shot on target from Fred at some point this season. So it's like I've said before, he's willing to give all these players a chance at the cost of losing points and playing them constantly. He keeps playing Martial. Martial's let him down that much. He's finally had to drop him to the bench because Dan James is offering us more at the moment. I can't believe I'm saying that. But he said Martial will play. And this comes into your point here and everyone else's. This is right at the top of everyone's topic list at the moment. But I listened to him before the game and he said, McTominay came in, he's fit, he got a chance. Cavani didn't, so we couldn't get him in today. And Donny's fit as well. It's like it's not even important. He's just there to sit on the bench. I'm just like, well, it looks like he's being forced to talk about him now.
It's embarrassing as well when you see Donny van der Beek at the end of the game getting Ziyech's shirt because they used to play together. But I feel so sorry for the kid because he is.
I didn't see that, That's damning, that, mate.
That is horrible to see. He's obviously Ziyech's looking at him, obviously thinking, why are you not playing? Ziyech's not exactly tearing up, at least he's getting a chance to play. But Van der Beek can easily be dropped into that role instead of Fred. Do you know what I mean? McTominay, you can switch it about. You need to give the kid a chance. It happened. Fred didn't play well, and then they give him more game time. Why can't you do the same with Van der Beek? You need to give him the game time. 5 or 6 games in a row.
This is it, Keane. Daniel Luciano here. Cheers, Daniel, mate. Good to see you back in the chat, but I get it. I wanted Van der Beek on too, but Fred was doing defensive work. McTominay has a goal in him, and to be fair, Chelsea had a better bench than us. He then backs it up by saying, but who else would do Fred's defensive work? I know I'm passing and shooting. I know he's passing and shooting are dreadful. We need a true CDM. This is the point, Daniel. It's like, you know what Fred's doing. I could see what Fred was doing today. It's like, our half, up to the halfway line. Brilliant. As soon as he steps foot in the opposition's half, forget it. It is useless. But I cannot get away from his defensive work, which was brilliant. And he's right to be brought up by Daniel there, Keane, mate. But there is some point there where you look at it and go, as a manager, what do I want to do? Do I accept that second is okay this season and we'll look at improvement and let's not lose this game and let Chelsea claw it back? Or do you say, I'm going to just mix this up here now for the last 15 minutes and see if we can win this game, put every man forward and try and win it? If we lose, we're not losing any ground in the league. Chelsea come back into it, but Chelsea have got Liverpool and tough games to come. And the way the season's going, you never know. And then City next week, mate. Are we thinking too defensively and too far ahead?
Yeah, we are. And I agree with Daniel in terms of like Fred's defensive work today. He done quite well from a defensive aspect. Not gonna knock him for that. But surely, when the player's on a yellow card, number one, we've seen what happened to PSG. When we played PSG at Old Trafford, he got sent off. Time bomb in that respect. Also, when you have a player like Donny van de Beek, who can give you something different off the bench and who can help you be more progressive and he'll help you win the game. You have intelligent players, Van de Beek and Bruno, you'll create chances. Guys, I think I'm going to have to call this into question. Was Donny van de Beek Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's signing?
No.
For me, he definitely was.
No,
not a chance. I think it was an easy deal because,
he wanted Grealish, didn't get him, and maybe this is as angry as Ollie gets without being angry in public.
Yeah. You have to call that into question, lads, because how do you pay £40 million for a player and you don't play him? It's absolutely ridiculous. It really is. And a player of his quality should be playing more games, isn't it? It goes beyond belief.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into the player ratings now anyway and see how we did individual there per person per player. Quick, Zach Benson with the super chat. Cheers, mate. 2 years plus, 0 league progress, 0 trophies, 1 sub in 75 minutes, no plan, no adaptation. He's Mourinho without the resume or resume. I think that's supposed to say. I think there's a predictive text in there. Resume or pedigree. Ollie out. Said, mate, before we get the player ratings, we've talked about progress and what this season's progress will be. I think we have progressed, but the ultimate fear is, are we going to be able to bridge that gap to City? Because next season, people are going to want to progress again. People want to progress again. And next season, mate, it's a full-on title challenge. Otherwise, it's not progression.
But can you see that, though? That's the problem.
That's it, mate. That's the question, isn't it?
That's the problem. If we're not doing it this season and we're not looking like there's a kind of a clear identity, then can you see it ever? I'm not sure, mate. And that's why I'm on about, listen, I don't want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out for Ryan Giggs to come in the job. I don't. It's not about just getting him out the door. You know what I mean? If you waited him out the door, I think, it'd be easy to say that's a solving the problem. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is just get a manager with an idea how to take this team forward and has a distinctive, not every manager has a style of play, but I'm on about a distinctive style of play. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't have a distinctive style of play that the players can adapt to game in, game out. They can't, and that's a problem. And I just feel like for me today, Bruno Fernandes looked lost out there. Again, another game. Our most important player, player that is pivotal to this team, again, is feeding off scraps. Rashford in that second half, I thought, is Rashford even playing the second half?
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't realize he was playing.
Mate, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something right now, mate. And I pick up on players' attitude, body language, and the way they come off the pitch. There was a lot of nicety. There's a lot of niceties in that walking off the pitch today, except for one man, Bruno Fernandes. He's the only one who's unhappy with that. He's the only one who is unhappy with what happened there today. Everyone else, Ole, thumbs up, smiles. It's like, okay, just come out and say you've accepted that second is what we're going for. We can't challenge this City team. But then again, it's like we just said then, Saeed, Keenan, and what about next season? If we do progress this season, he's not going to get back. He's not going to get back by the board, is there?
Yeah, and this is the question, guys. What you got to ask yourself? Yeah, are Liverpool going to be any worse than they are this season without Van Dijk? This is for me, guys. I know we talk about Liverpool being rubbish this season. It's a freak season for them with all the injuries they've got. Yeah, are they going to be any worse than last season? I'm not too sure. Tuchel, he's going to get another 200 million war chest from Abramovich. They're going to be better. Then you've got, and then that's another 6 months of implementing the system, and the players will have more of a rough idea of what he wants from them. Then you've got the likes of Man City, who, for me, I still believe they're not playing to the maximum, and I'm on about maximum. Yes, they've got 20 wins in a row, but I still believe they've got one gear to go up with. That's scary. Then you look at the likes of Tottenham maybe next season being a bit of a better team, maybe Mourinho having the players that he wants. Was this the only season we thought maybe, just maybe, we kind of
made... mate. We said it, mate. We thought it was.
Better. The chance, mate. Was this, when the fans come back in as well, that's a different expectation maybe of can the fans deal with that pressure? It's for me, man. Listen, if you can back your manager or whatnot, but you've got to see what the reality is. And for me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't know if he's that guy, man, and I don't ever think he will be that guy. That's a sad reality. You know?
We're going to get into the player ratings now, but here's just a sobering one for you from Mr. HD. It says, crazy how Man United and Chelsea have declined. We once say Ashley Cole and Ronaldo play against each other, and we're now saying Chilwell and Dan James. Yeah, I think there's a sobering one for you, isn't it, right there? And quickly, just before we hit the player ratings, I'm just going to drop I missed the so what bits and bobs in the house, people.
Come on.
Before we hit the player ratings, Bobs, mate, what are your thoughts on that game today, mate?
Yo, Adam, big up to you, man. Thanks for having me on. What's happening, guys? Listen, I'm not even going to say we bottled it. I'm just going to say that we don't know what we're doing. Do you know when you're in the stands and you say at the ref, you don't know what, you know the song, you don't know what you're doing, right? I'm lost for words now. And listen, I'm always been positive about Ollie and everything, yeah. But check this out, yeah. How many people actually in the Man United jersey actually wanted to win today? You'll be lucky if you can count a handful. And Chelsea, you can say, look, we know what Chelsea were going to do, Adam. We know they're going to try and keep possession, but we pressed them high up, yeah. You can say they won the midfield battle, but with all their millions, they didn't get past Harry and Victor, right?
Yeah.
Us going forward, do you know what we lacked? I can't believe I'm going to say this. We lacked quality. I think today was a sheer reminder that when Pogba doesn't play midfield or gets into those positions, Bruno can't pass to himself. Let's remember that, right?
Yeah.
Bruno can't pass to himself. McTominay's pass, and I'm all for the Scott. Look, you know me, I'll back Scott, but he has struggled to pass forward.
And he didn't look fully fit, did he, mate, either today?
No, it was, listen, you could tell he was heavy he was heavy breathing. They forced him, they rushed him for the game. And to be honest, I'm quite glad they did, because would Matic have coped with the pressing of Chelsea? I don't think so. But look, you know, man, like I have to say that's a chance gone. We should have been clinical. There was times when we should have shot, we didn't, and we passed. And I'm quite happy for what's his name, Daniel James.
Yeah.
I think today would have done his confidence a bit good. You know, played full 90 minutes. He didn't deserve to get taken off, but yet again, man, 0-0. Fucking top six. Can I swear? Is that okay to swear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking joke, mate. Fucking joke. Saeed, big up to yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, seriously. I messaged you, Adam, and I was just like, what a joke.
I know, mate. I know, you weren't wrong. Mate, it's not that, mate. It's the fifth 0-0. There's your 11 points to sit because we didn't take the chance in these types of games. Liverpool, City at home. Twice against Chelsea, once against Arsenal. We should have been going for all them games because we weren't being caused any problems in them games, but we didn't turn the screw, and now we're 11 behind. There are your points.
Adam, we played today, right? Do you know how we played today? It's basically we turned up saying the league's gone, right?
Yeah.
Leicester got beat, so we'll take a point.
West Ham got beat.
It's
Leicester
like,
got beat.
Yeah.
But the thing is, not to even say like, let's go and get the best amount of points we can get. Let's go consolidate second. Let's not crack any jokes. Let's go at Chelsea. They had flipping Christensen and Rudiger at the back. Are you kidding me? We couldn't get any change off them. Are you serious? And it's the mentality again. Bruno can't pass to himself. We need more quality. And do you know what? I've always been on the fence with Fred, right? At least he was trying to shoot. Trying to do something.
This is the problem, mate, isn't it, with him? We'll get into this because we're going to do the play ratings now. A couple of super chats. I'm trying to get Daniel Luciano again. Cheers, mate. Outside of Ole, who's got this problem? Who's got his problems? Look at the depth and quality of Liverpool, City, Chelsea, even Spurs to a degree. It is night and day. I mean, I think we've got the best squad in terms of depth. I think when everyone's first team's out, I think we're probably third best. But in terms of squads, I think we've got the strongest squad. And we're seeing it now. The fact that we can at least have Matic and Fred play for 2 games in a row when we're missing so many central midfielders tells you a lot about the squad. It should be more than enough. And there's no way that Rashford should be blown out of his ass when we're playing against a Europa League team 4-0 up from the first leg. There's no way that Rashford should be knackered as he is today. He shouldn't have been on the pitch on Thursday. He should have been at home with his slippers on, watching the highlights. That's what he should have been. He should have been laughing at Hargreaves on BT Sport, making a stupid comment, not sat on that bench at United. Simple as. And you know what? I just feel like he's cooked the players a little bit and tiredness is kicking in. Pre-prodigy, I feel like we missed the final ball today. 100% agree with that. We just need better quality, like Bob said, in certain positions. These big games draws are becoming annoying. Coming now.
Adam, do we have the third best squad in the league, though? If we really, really deep it.
The thing is, Bobs, we've got the squad, but it's how you utilize it, though. That's a problem.
Yeah, we've exactly that. It's the Van der Beek issue. He's just never going to go away, is it? The fact that Eric Bayer is sat on the bench again. I mean, we've got the best number 2 goalkeeper in the league. I know. I mean, I've called him. I've got the new name. It's called Laguire. That's what I call him now. The Laguire. Laguire. That's mine. That one. Yeah. I claimed that before. I copyrighted that one. It's Laguire. We've got Fred and we've got Laguire.
The thing is with Maguire, Lindelof today, you probably look at it on the eye test, you're thinking they're not the problem, but in a kind of weird way they are, because if you have Bailly, they push up the pitch. You then have then the midfielders can say, you know what, I don't need to protect these guys, because I remember, for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought McTominay was hiding today, especially that second half. It looked like he was hiding, and I thought for me, if they had Bailly, then you push up. McTominay can be like, you know what, Bailly's got the pace here. You know what, I can push up. I can be confident doing that. So in the reality, they're not the problem, but they are in a weird way, and that's the difference, mate. And that's why, Rudiger.
I think you're being too nice, Saeed. Yeah, Saeed, I think you're being too nice. Do you know why? Because we know if Bailly plays, McTominay plays a lot more with freedom. When I say freedom, I don't mean freestyle, your favorite car. I mean, as in he knows recovery. Okay, he doesn't have to get back, and I think Wan-Bissaka has a go at Chilwell, and I think Luke Shaw goes a bit more forward.
More
And the
forward,
thing is,
yeah.
we're babysitting people, guys. We're literally like, we can't have passengers on the pitch anymore. Okay, the league's gone, yeah, but don't show me that. Like, go beat Chelsea for goodness sake, man. You can't tell me that. What are we watching, right? And I never have a go at Ollie. Adam, you can back me up here. I'm always super positive, yeah. But I just think to myself, yeah, if you know they're going to play a target man in Giroud, who's my most physical centre back, and you know they're going to play fast wingers, let's be honest, who's my fastest centre back? You play him. If you need to put him in cotton wool, so be it. Because these are the games now. Yeah. Because I tell you what, they've got a better squad than us. They've got a better margin than us. But for some reason, we seem to have chemistry, and it seems to be the camaraderie. We're all playing for the manager. But I tell you what, yeah, if you put Bruno on Chelsea's team and he's putting it on the plate for Giroud and them,
he's the missing link there that they need. Bruno.
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? I'm sorry, I hate the fact I'm ranting because I never do. But when you really, really deep it, guys, we've just drew against Rudiger and Christensen. Like that's who we've just drew against.
Yeah.
That's it, mate. Definitely says it.
Can't have a go after Aspilicueta once.
No. Yeah, that's what you're talking. You can add them two there, Bobs, and you can add Aspilicueta to it as well. He's just an has-been.
Yeah.
God, I mean, Chelsea. I mean, I've been more worried as a Chelsea fan, I'll be honest, because I thought they were dreadful.
They were
I thought
embarrassing.
they were appalling, and that's why it's more annoying for us. But getting into the play ratings, individually, we can get into these players now and say where we think their issues are. Key mate, David De Gea today pulled off one good save. Didn't really have to do much after that, Keen mate, though. To be okay, Keen, I will come back to you on that one, maybe. I love StreamYard for its timings. It's the best. And I'll come to you first, De Gea. I still think Henderson deserves a shout, but I can't argue with what De Gea did today. I'm only going to judge on what I see. Had a very good save. Didn't really have any issues.
He did when he kicked the ball to Giroud.
The first half, probably, yeah, you're right. That was a nerve-wracking moment, wasn't it? We thought, oh no, here we go. What would you give De Gea out of 10 today?
Just for that save on its own, and I thought it was half decent with the way he was controlling the ball. The low shots, and that's 7 for De Gea for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, probably. Saeed, mate, De Gea for you today. You're muted, mate. You're muted, Saeed. You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah,
Sorry,
clean
mate.
sheet. Clean sheet. Can't go wrong, mate. You know, did what you had to do. Got that save in the end. So, yeah, man, I think the problem was it wasn't at the back. It was just more creative, wasn't it? But, yeah, 7 for me.
Bobs, De Gea for you today, mate. I mean, we've had plenty of discussions regarding this goalkeeper situation, but we can only say what we see, mate. I thought he was solid enough today. No real issues apart from that one hairy moment
when he passed them up. Yeah, I think, do you know what? He kept a clean sheet. Away to Chelsea, you keep a clean sheet. Let's be fair, a spade's a spade. I mean, 7, you know, you get a 5 for just stepping on the pitch, don't you? But, you know, that save is a good save because Sky Sports News, like, bloody have a semi over Kasper Schmeichel doing that. So we've got to keep the same energy. So, no, it's a strong hand, good save. Yeah, 7.
Keen, mate, I was just coming to you before you departed the room. De Gea for you today, mate. What are you giving him out of 10?
I give him a 7. I think he pulled off a great save. Other than that, didn't really have much to do. As Bob said, you get a 5 for stepping on the pitch, but when called upon, you know, he did make a contribution. So I'd give David De Gea a 7 today.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Moving on to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Bob's defensively, I think was solid enough, but lacked going forward a little bit again, would you say?
Yeah, I think, do you know, I feel sorry for Wan-Bissaka, and I don't, because I think we've not got an original right winger. We're going to have this conversation every time because the balance and so on. Did Daniel James help? I think he tried, you know, but we need to remember Daniel James is a left winger. We need to remember that, you know. So I think for him, I'm going to say 6 because, yes, we kept a clean sheet. Perfect. On the ball, just wasn't cutting it for me. And I know I'm angry at that, but I've got to be honest. I think it's a 6 for me because what did he do? He didn't put any crosses. Yeah, he didn't do anything for me. On the ball wasn't the good, so 6.
Yeah, I mean, and Zaka today again.
Totally agree. The amount of times when I'm the only one that probably thinks that whenever Wan-Bissaka gets the ball, I have my heart's in my mouth because of the way he controls the ball. And
Remember that when he went on the right
today-
side, and sorry to cut you off, went to the right side and tried to like do a little step over and I thought, mate.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Wan-Bissaka, but yeah.
I know, mate. There was a moment last season. It got clipped and it got made into a meme when Wan-Bissaka was running down the line. He went to do that Ronaldo sort of back stance and then cut across and go the opposite way. The ball got completely missed and the defender was flummoxed and he carried on running through. He actually tried a skill that didn't work, but it worked in a weird way. But that's Aaron. It's like you just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, what would you give him out of 7 on that one?
No, I agree. With Bob 6. So
6, yeah. Saeed, mate, man, Spider-Man, mate.
I'm going with 6 as well. I think for me, when he's attacking, you know what I mean. For me, it's just looks all sorts, mate. But yeah, 6, man, 6.
You need someone to push him.
Yeah, key mate and Bazaka today again, just offering us very little going forward, where other fullbacks in this league are doing more, mate. You would say.
Yeah, I'd give him a 6. Again, doesn't really offer much going forward. Great defender, don't get me wrong, but going forward, he's not great. And I think this is why we badly need to sign a right winger in the summer. We have to get a right winger, a natural right winger who is going to create chances and give us an extra dimension because we badly need it. But yeah, I'll go a 6 for Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, Luke Shaw today. I didn't think he was great going forward today, but made some key interceptions and challenges at the back. Defensively, I thought was solid. I think Sky gave him man of the match as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I agree, but I thought Luke Shaw was a 6 because he looked knackered as well again today. He's not the only one who looked tired today, but he tried, and there was one time when he tried passing the ball to Rashford, and Rashford wasn't even looking.
Oh, that was fuming. I was fuming then.
Why are you not looking at him to say that's your fault? No, it's not. You know.
Dare I say it, guys? Thursday, Sundays are kicking in. It's happening already.
6 games in 18 days, guys. 6 games in 18 days. It's a lot of football, man. It's a lot of football.
It is. For the fitness these guys are at, which is elite level fitness, it is ridiculous. It's still mentally draining the life out of them. You cannot, I mean, Bob's, mate, you know mentally that these players are taking on too much right now. The games and the pressure of these games. I mean, the derby coming up, having to play Palace, who will be tough to break down, then straight into the Milan game. Oh, mate, there's no room for error right now, and it's showing, I think.
It's definitely showing. And do you know also, it's all about recovery as well, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And what people don't realize is that, like, to physically recover from an intense elite game of football, it takes more than 24 hours. And, you know, people don't realize that when you do a game, so if you play on Saturday, sometimes you get the Sunday off. Then Monday, you're in straight away for tactics or even for a cool down. To keep ticking over, so you do some light sessions. However, you've got to actually keep up the level because you're going into another elite game of football. And when your body's supposed to be rested after 48 hours, you're going to Stamford Bridge to play a game of football. I'm with Ant for the 6 because down the right, they got a lot of crosses down. They got a lot of crosses in, sorry. And for me, it just does. I don't know. Are we tired? I think so.
It's like Big Ron says in the comments there today. Spurs won 4-0. Arsenal won 3-1. Equally tough games, you could say, both in the Europa League.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, you know, we talked about squads. Are we utilizing our squad, guys?
Yeah,
you know,
there you go.
Look who we're playing. You know, I mean, out of the back 4, okay, Harry Maguire didn't play, but he's played nearly every game. Luke Shaw, it's a tough ask, you know. And all I'm going to say is this: Alex Telles, you know, we buy other players in our positions. Why are they not playing in this game? I'm not saying play them against Chelsea, but I'm just saying, you know, like let's use our squad. You know, let's be mindful. And it's a 6 for me. Sorry, I'm so angry, Adam. I'm so angry when I think about it, man.
Yeah, I know,
six
mate,
for
I
me.
know.
6 for me.
Daniel, I agree. He wasn't great going forward, but also looked like he was having to force the ball forward. Transition was poor today. Not many options. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Say, what did you give Luke Shaw, mate, on his performance today?
I'm gonna give a 6 as well. I thought for me, he was solid going defensively, but again, man, I mean, I know that's Luke Shaw's game. I just wanted to see a bit more going forward. So 6. I think he didn't have the same connection as they normally have. Luke Shaw, Rashford having a good, kind of connection lately, but today, maybe is it kind of another sign of these guys are tired out now. So yeah, 6. Someone
Big
says
Ron there
got,
says FC. Excuses FC. We got jet lag from playing Sociedad at home.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, mate. Keen Luke Shaw, mate.
I give him a 6 as well. Like, if I can't give Wan-Bissaka 6, not give Luke Shaw a 6. You have to be consistent with that. I think solid defense. I think today I know people talk about burnout and stuff like that, but I think another reason why we probably didn't seem to be as effective is the way Chelsea set up today as well, in terms of the back five, the wing backs providing that extra cover. And obviously Aspilicueta as well, covering in that right centre. They done kind of well in terms of nullifying our left hand side today, Chelsea. On the break and stuff like that. So yeah, I think a 6. Solid defensive performance, but didn't get as we're used to seeing. But I think definitely against Palace, you definitely rest them. I know you have them fully fit and firing for the derby on the weekend.
Yeah, that's it. Don't worry, Big Ron, mate. It takes a lot to offend everyone on this channel, mate. You're in good hands here, mate. Don't worry about that, pal. Right, let's get into this midfield. I'm going to start with the McFred.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to start with Fred. Well, I said it a minute ago there. Fred, from defence up to our halfway line, what he does that's good. He's brilliant. He nicks the ball back, but he is absolutely useless in the final third.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of trying to dig him out on this, but he has to be able to get better in that side of his game. If he wants to be that man on the edge of the box constantly, which he always is, unfortunately for us, then he has to get better. He has to work on it. He doesn't hit the target once. I think he had one that did hit the target and was a bit of a pass back P-roller. But I give him credit for getting there and actually having a go, unlike some. But there's a reason why he's getting there. And that's because the opposition know how good he is in that position. And there's one player you are going to give the ball there, and not Mark, it's Fred. And that, for me, everything he does good. He lets him down in the final third. He's pretty much like Kante of Chelsea. You don't want him having the ball on the edge of your box and hoping to score a goal. You want him on your box doing what they do best, which is that. But then, has Fred got any outlet? Is that what's letting him down? Is he trying to do too much? I mean, Bobbs, I'll come to you first on it, mate. Forcing the play, trying to do too much, or does he have to just be better?
I think. Do you know what? If Fred shot Tupac and Boogie, would be sorted for hip hop music. That's what I'm gonna say right now.
Wow.
We knew he's missing. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Do you know what? I have a go at him, and also I do feel sorry for him because he's you can say he has courage to go forward and he believes himself. Fair enough, but I think if we had more, if it was Fred, the deepest of the three in midfield. So say Fred had Bruno and Pogba. When you tackle and you win the ball back and you give it to Pogba, your job's done. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
I do.
And you look for simple. Kante done it for Leicester. Kante done it for Chelsea his first season. Tackle, win the ball back, give it to the best technical players. But unfortunately, he's got Scott McTominay to his right and he's only got Bruno in front of him. So for me, he got bossed by Kovacic. Kovacic ran the midfield. I'm going to give him a 6, but yeah, I won't give him a 5 because he did play.
He tried.
Yeah, he tried. Yeah. There was intent. It's not his fault. He's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? But what I want to ask the guys: why does he persist going on his right foot to shoot?
But he did score a lot for Shakhtar, though. If you look at the goals he scored, a lot of right foots for Shakhtar. But maybe he's trying to recreate the moments. You never know.
But six
So-
for me. 6 for me. Adam.
Key, mate, how are you dealing with Fred today? How are you looking at his game today? It's frustrating, I know, mate. There is good, but there is bad every single game, it seems, now with Fred.
I'm going to give him a 5. I don't think he's good enough for Manchester United Football Club to be starting every week. He's just he can't shoot. He can't. He's not a great passer of the ball. He runs around a lot, but like, what else does he do? Really, what else does Fred really
Keane,
do?
sorry to stop
At
you
least
though.
with Scott McTominay, he gets
Just want to ask you there though, Keane. Though,
like,
is he been asked a lot to do more than he should do? You know, he's doing the bit of break up the play, but then he's having to kind of create as well. So
And go forward, yeah.
and then go forward with it. You know, sorry to cut you off there, Keane.
yeah, but like, I even look at this. Like, you even look at Scott McTominay. He gets into the box and he's getting goals this season. Like, at least he's offering something in that regard. But Fred just doesn't offer anything else. And like, when Paul Pogba gets back fit, lads, Fred needs to be dropped. He really does. Paul Pogba needs to come straight back into this team. There's no two ways about it. Paul Pogba has to come back into this side. Anyway, when he's anyway fit, that just needs to happen ASAP. But I give Fred a 5 today because, again, that's not good enough.
Side, mate, for you, Fred.
I'm going to give him a 6 as well. I think he's doing more than he can juggle, mate. You know, I'll be honest with you, man. When you see him trying to roam in the defense and try and create and all that, he's doing more than he should be doing, and that's the reality, mate. Reality is that Fred is a ball winner. He can press, he can do whatever, but there's a certain zone that he shouldn't pass, and that's probably up to the halfway line, mate. I'll be honest with you, and he's doing more than that. So for me, 6 again. You know, it's for me, he's not showing the level he was at the start of the season, maybe you kind of call it, or towards at least November, December time.
Yeah. Hey, and Fred, for you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Bob's and Saeed. It has to be 6 just for the energy levels and just the way he plays. He's obviously doing too much on the team, moving the pitch forward. I think there's a place in the team when Pogba's back, so he can play that role. He can win the ball, give it Pogba. Win the ball, give it Pogba. Move it on quicker. Win the ball, give it Pogba. That's what probably why he's going to have to do a bit
Which
more.
He can do. He can do that.
He can do that. But apart from that, don't do anything else. Do like the Phil Neville used to do. Like Phil Neville, prime example. Win the ball, give it Scholes. Win the ball, give it Scholes, and we didn't have anyone to fit in. That's all Fergie told him when we played Arsenal many years ago when Scholes and Varane scored. I remember that game. Win the ball, give it Scholes. Win the ball, give it Scholes, and that's all he did.
Yeah. What did he say, Ant?
Win the ball, give it Pogba. It's simple stuff though. You say that because these players.
Sergey, innit? It is full on Sergey, innit? Simples. That's exactly what it is. On to the other half of McTominay today. I thought McTominay. I'll come to our wee Scotsman first on this one. In Bob's, I didn't think he was fully fit, mate. We touched on this earlier on, mate. He kind of looked a bit leggy and passing was off today. Let's say that.
I'm gonna give him a 5.
Yeah.
Because if I'm honest with you, he didn't contribute to anything at all. Now, okay, I know I said earlier you got a 5 for stepping on. Okay, then well, do something. And do you know what? I think the damning fact of Scott McTominay was the last chance there.
Yeah.
The quality. Just all he had to do was put a little bit of bend on the pass. It's a tap in, and I think that just the definition of him. Yeah, it's a 5. I always big him up because I think he's came on. He's done what he had to do this season. He got Scotland to the Euros. Just putting that in there. And
it's not an easy achievement, that is it?
I'm surprised. Do you know what, Bobs? I'm surprised you actually didn't try and credit him with Scotland beating England in the rugby union as well, mate.
Do you know what? Yeah, if I really watched rugby, trust me, I'd be all over you guys, but I don't.
All right, we'll leave that one, mate.
I think he's got to be a 5. Like, we're all honest, guys. We're all
fair enough.
It's a 5.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. Said, mate, you were nodding along to that, mate. There. I think you're in agreement.
I thought he was hiding today, mate. I'll be honest with you. And that pass, mate, I lost my head in, mate. I lost it. That was a simple pass to make, or simple, just a cross over the top. He had about 3-4 people to find. Oh my God! But for me, I thought second half he was hiding. I give him a 4 today. To be honest with you, I give him a 4. I thought it was poor today. And again, was that lack of
the benefit of the doubt, knowing he wasn't fully fit though?
Well, that's what I'm saying to you. I'm probably putting it down as well that he wasn't fully fit, but even so, man, the basics of football, mate, he lacked it today. He kept giving the ball away. How many times did he give the ball away? I want to know if someone got the numbers, man. Gave the ball away
We'll
so
get
many
into
times.
Statman will get us up on that later, mate.
Yeah,
He will. He will indeed. Keen, mate. Scott McTominay today for you. Just seemed to be rushed back there because Ollie didn't want to play Matic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am Scott McTominay. I'm going to give him a 5 as well. Definitely rushed back.
Guys,
I think Ollie is afraid to play Matic.
No, it's offside, mate.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see the VAR. We'll see the VAR. Should we get some live VAR action on Sheffield United?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Offside.
He's off.
It was
It's an own goal, though, isn't it? It's an own goal.
Yeah, it was an own goal.
It's an own goal, yeah, actually.
But he's interfering with play, the Sheffield United player. Yeah, been chalked off. There you go, Jurgen. There's your one little VAR shout.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I thought we had a bit something to smile about, you know.
Yeah, big up, Malcolm, mate. Cheers, mate. Keen, getting on to Scott, mate, again.
Yeah, look, I give him a 5. I think he was definitely rushed back. I think Ollie was afraid to play Matic today with Chelsea's press. I think that he was afraid to play him today. And again, look, I've been one of Scott McTominay's biggest supporters this season, but today there's no excuse for his performance, and there's no excuse for that decision making. At the end of the game today. That pass, we could snatch that at the end. I think we win this game, though top 4, 9 points we would have been clear. Top 4 is probably sealed, massive missed opportunity, but so look, I think for me, I'll go 5 with Scott McTominay because I know he can do better. So hopefully he can come back to his best in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and Scott McTominay for you.
Yeah, I totally agree with the 5. I just think, like Saeed said, he was hiding and he was bottled a few tackles. Not normally like Scott that. I'm going to bring it up again. That pass at the end, you have to put that on someone's feet. You have to. That's a snatch and grab game, and we're with 3 points.
It's not good enough, is it? If you think about it, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
I wonder if anyone else could have put that on anyone's feet, though.
The way the game was going, probably nobody.
Yeah, it literally felt like that, wasn't it? It's like anytime anyone had a chance in the final third, we were making the wrong decision. That's what it seemed like, didn't it?
Yeah.
But, I mean, we got to move on because we're running out of time. But Bruno Fernandes, again today in the big game, looked like we were set out not to play to Bruno Fernandes' style of play. And in the end, he just couldn't really influence the game at all for me. He had moments. He had that one chance in the second half where he could have played Rashford through early, I think, and the ball went out.
Yeah,
he was trying to claim that it was kicked out by or deflected out. That's why it was overplayed. But again, I mean, I'm hovering around the 6 mark for Bruno again today. Flattered to deceive, but I'm not putting it all down to him. It wasn't all his fault. Guys, where we go this one side, mate? I'll come to you first.
If I'm gonna give, I'm gonna give him a 5, a generous 5. I'll be honest with you. I was gonna give a 4, but I thought, nah. I think what I mean, it wasn't as bad as McTominay, but I think for me 5. I thought today, again, not in the game, but is it down to him? I'm not sure. The system is not working for him. And I think the big games. Would it be better just to play him as a false 9? I kept saying to people, false 9. Oh, Liverpool, nearly. False 9. People, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but why just not put Bruno on false 9 so we can stay there? When there's a chance inside the box, he could have it.
Yeah.
So,
the thing is, mate, it's like that. That's what we're talking about. Are we flexible in the system and style of play? And we're not flexible enough. You could have easily brought Donny in today and had another link-up player. Bruno can drop back into that midfield hole with Donny, then play the false 9, give, like Bits and Bob says, a chance for Fred and McTominay to pass to someone else who can look after the ball a lot better. And Bruno, today for you.
Yeah, it's a 5, and he's obviously was suffocated out by Kovacic and Kante today. That was the job. Just basically stop Bruno Fernandes, because without Bruno, there's no party. And straight away, Rashford wasn't. So it's a solid 5. He tried, like he said, but he just looked frustrated. And he's the only one, like he said, that shown anger at the end of the game. He did it against Arsenal, didn't he? When he didn't shake anyone's hand, he just stormed down the tunnel. I like that in a player, mate. If it's not going your way, don't shake hands.
Standards, that is, yeah.
He's a 5 for Bruno. Solid.
Bob's mate, Bruno for you.
Oh, do you know it's a damning, because you could see what Tuchel done. You know, as soon as Bruno got the ball, he was surrounded every time, and you know we need to remember, you know, who's Bruno passing to. You know, when he's Bruno's game today was like Donny van de Beek, one touch, had to give it out and stuff. That's not his game. Bruno takes more touches. He tries to find the pass, blend his way in the game, and you have to say Chelsea done a good job on him. And for that being said, I have to give him a 5 because he had no input on the game, no effect, and you know he could be tired as well. Do you know what I mean? And also, do you know what I mean?
Without a doubt.
He needs help, though. He needs help, you know, because, okay, 2 players are always on him or they're always closing down on him. Okay, Chelsea done their homework. Now, was the onus on the other midfielders or someone else to try and help him out? But yeah, 5 for me.
Keen, mate, any different for you today for Bruno, your man?
I'm his biggest supporter, but it's probably one of his worst ever games in a Manchester United shirt. It really was. It was very poor. I give him a 6. That's being generous, and that's probably my bias kicking in there, giving him a 6. I think they done well nullifying him today. They really did. Kante, Kovacic, they surrounded him.
That's what teams are doing now, isn't it?
They did
trying to take Bruno out of the game. He needs that help, like Bob said.
Yeah. It's no coincidence when Paul Pogba's in the team. I know I keep harping back to Pogba, but when Paul Pogba's in the team, when teams focus on Bruno, there's someone else there who can create the magic in midfield.
Massively.
If he leaves in the summer, lads, I'm telling you one thing. We need to go and sign another midfield player.
All right, so let's get through into this front line then before we finish up. I'm going to start the ball off with Rashford and say probably a 4 today for Rashford.
Yep.
I just think... I don't know what to say. He just looks dead. He looked dead today. Ollie didn't help him out by subbing him off. He should have subbed off. I thought Greenwood and James were the best of the front 3. Rashford should have been coming off. I mean, guys, for the sake of speeding things up, would anyone give any more to Rashford?
Yeah, I think it's. I'm trying to make an argument for him, and I'm trying to think about
the argument you've got, mate, is it's not his fault he keeps getting put in there.
Yeah, that's the argument.
Yeah,
and he's probably got to play every game now.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Okay, I understand that he got put through the middle, but we all know he's not a centre forward, you know. Yeah. And I think to myself, does he knows it himself, and maybe he needs to turn around and say, "Stop playing me there." Because it doesn't affect the team. Do you know what I mean? It's not good for the team. So, I can't argue. I'll happily argue with someone for Rashford, but today I'm struggling. So, I agree. Yeah,
I think 4s all around is probably fair. For even the comments are coming up with 4s for everyone. There's giving 4 for him. It's one of them. Dan James today, arguably.
5.
Just
5? Oh, no.
I think... Here we go. See, this is where we might actually get a bit of change. I mean, I thought final ball wasn't great, but work rate and energy was a lot more than a few other players. And that today was probably, you would say, probably one of the best traits that any player could have for work rate.
Yeah, but that's what Ollie did say.
In the game.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard what Ollie said, but he's speaking highly of James, and listen, everyone can say what they want about James, but I think he's going to start every game now.
That's worrying.
I'll be honest with you. And that's the worry, mate. That's the worry.
I'd be worried if I was Anthony Martial right now because it looks like Ollie's moving away from him. It looks like Ollie's moving away from him. And
But we need that kind of ruthlessness with everyone.
We
Yeah.
do
Not
need
with this
that.
manager.
We
Should be
do
like
need
in the back
that.
line.
But
But
Daniel James
is Ole going to drop Dan James if he then plays bad? Keep the same standards.
He's got to do, but he's got to, because do you know why? Today I actually thought Daniel James was our best player. And we could honestly say it's probably a sad day, but that's just what it came to. Daniel James.
I mean, the standard was poor today, so you're not far off with that comment. So the standard was poor all around, mate.
Yeah.
He gave Ben Chilwell a hard time today. You know, he tracked back. It's not his fault we didn't have a centre forward in the park. He put a couple of balls in. Cavani's probably smarter to make the run, the front post run.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give him a 7 because we didn't win and he didn't score, but I think a solid 6.5.
Yeah. Anyone else any different for James today there? Average?
I'm going 5.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Greenwood, I thought, probably looked after the ball better than anyone of our front line today. But he was the scapegoat again for Ollie. Ollie's scapegoat for the substitution, for the sake of making a substitution, because I didn't think he wanted to change the game. I thought he was happy with a draw. I just had to be seen to be bringing Martial on because he said in the press conference before the game, Martial will play a part. So it's like it just seems soft to me. That's what it looks like. I may be being overly critical, but that move from Ollie seems soft. I was kind of accepting that today straight away.
Did he have to make that substitution? I don't think so.
You know, I mean, if we all shouting for subs, but for the sake of making one for no reason, I'd rather him not make it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because Greenwood was drawing. Greenwood, if you notice, he was drawing the centre backs out.
I know.
We just didn't have that midfielder. Yeah, he was creating space. We just didn't have that midfielder.
Him and James had some neat link up play, didn't they? I mean, Keane, mate, did you think of any more for Greenwood today? I mean, he was made the scapegoat, mate, for me today.
I thought Greenwood actually was doing well when he got on the ball. He was making things, like, he was trying to make things happen. Like, if anyone should have came off today, it should have been Rashford.
Yeah.
Like, I think Dan James put in a great shift today. I thought Dan James put in a great shift today. And Greenwood, when he got on the ball, you could see when he got that shot, when he got the yard of space, so he done well to get an effort there. But I think I'll give Greenwood a 6. He's unlucky to come off today. I think Joe, he's very right to be unhappy with the situation and coming off.
Yeah,
that's it, mate. Definitely. I mean, I'm not even going to get into Ollie's scores because I just think the setup was wrong. Some will say he was hampered by injuries and not being able to change it. We're in the Europa League, guys. What do you expect? This is what happens to United all the time. Burnout kicks in because there's a reason why Arsenal and Spurs. Arsenal and Spurs both won today, like was pointed out by Big Ron, I think, earlier on. So what's our excuse? Fact is, we didn't change the team early on in the season, and now these same players are constantly playing right now, whereas the other teams have changed. Arsenal played a full youth team through all of the knockout rounds of the Europa League. Then they've come through and contributed into the league and turned it around a little bit for him. Jose knows when to drop a player. That's one thing you can't say bad about Jose. He will drop you like a sack of shit if he wants you out of that team. There you go. You know Bale comes back today, scores a brace. No one's moaning about Jose this week, are they? But, guys, I don't know. I'm not even going to rate him because it's the same old, same old. It's a 0-0 in a big game again. And I'm going to let you guys get off and chill. I've had enough of streaming today. I think that's about 7 hours for me this weekend, and I'm done. Finished, ready for my week and whatever that brings. But guys, just want to say a massive thanks for everyone coming on. I'm just going to come around the houses and just shout out your socials on it. Saeed, shout us out, mate. Set us off.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, mate. You know what I mean?
Anytime, bro.
Yeah, man. United Central on YouTube, mate. Big up to everybody who's tuning in, man. And you got a new member as well. Shout out to Caroline.
Caroline, big show. Right at the end of the show. Loving it. Welcome to Mad Matic TV. Yeah, it is mad at the moment. We're all very unhappy, but we're a community and we're all in this together. So, Caroline, welcome to the show and welcome to Mad Matic TV. Bobs, now on, on everywhere. So, tell us, mate.
Yeah. So obviously, so what? It's your boy Bits and Bobs. Catch your slogan on YouTube right now. I am the host of the Football Terrace United show. And also you can catch me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Bits and Bobs. Yeah, man, that's where you can catch me. Twitter handles there. Just add an underscore. Same again with my Instagram. And Adam, listen, you know I'm happy to come on whenever, man. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Good to see the guys
Good,
as well. And really nice to meet you.
Yeah. By the way, everybody, Ant is actually my brother, even though we look nothing alike.
It's like Adam Matic.
It's the same though.
Who does that look like? Let's see.
You got to go with a common theme and just call it Adam and the Ant.
Yeah. Been cold.
Yeah, you've been cold with. I think I have actually. And then my man at the bottom there, just underneath me. I was on his channel the other day. Keen, give the people a shout out to your channel, mate, and everything going on there. Loads going on right now, mate, for you.
Yes, so catch me over at the weekly Armchair Kickoff podcast. We cover all things Manchester United there, as well as all other clubs too. So we've something for everybody. So absolutely check it out. And catch me on my Twitter handle there, Keen_Franey, for all your Bruno Fernandes propaganda weekly.
That's the one. That's the one. And have you got any socials?
It's just @9 on Twitter. That's all I really use. Apart from that, I just don't. I tend to rant on my own. You don't want me ranting on live. Put it that way.
Yeah.
That's
it. Yeah,
he's no ant-slams.
Yeah, Ant is a very angry watcher. I'll say it that way. Yes, and it's sometimes too early in the day to put it on.
Yeah.
Matic TV says Big Ron. That's it, guys. Brilliant. All the comments again, super chats, everyone who was on the watch along before with us. We had loads of numbers and loads on from the Facebook side of the channel as well, so that was good to see. So, guys, like I said, drop down that little icon in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen is what you click on to subscribe to the channel. Click on that. Get behind the channel and give it a like, people. It's free before you go. Get behind your local channels and all these guys as well. And we will see you in the week. You all loved Elizabeth the other day. We're back on her channel as well to go over everything that happened from the Chelsea side of things. And I've got AC Milan channel, Rosaneri TV's coming up as well soon on theirs as well. So big games ahead. And obviously, guys, next week is the big one. And I don't think that's going to be an easy watch. It's United against
hell, we've got to win that cup. I call it the Derby Day Cup, mate. We've got to win that cup, surely.
We'll probably win. We'll probably win, guys.
I know we'll probably win, yeah.
We'll stop the run. Maybe. Hope springs eternal. Guys,